everyone, my name is Ellen and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Take It Easy by Eagles on the guitar, so stay tuned if this is something that you'd like to learn. And before we jump into it, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to all of my patrons over on my Patreon page for voting for this song as this month's Patron Picks. If you want a little bit of voting power in the tutorials that you see here on my channel, make sure to join my Patreon page, which will be linked down below. Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you a super simple way to play this song, but if you are somebody who's wanting to learn those solos and things like that, make sure to leave that in a comment below and I can make another video on how to do that. But today I am going to keep this as beginner friendly as possible. So with that being said, let's jump into the overview. Make sure your guitar is in standard tuning, and for this song we will not need a capo in order to play it in the original key. On top of that, I'm going to be showing you guys 7 chords today, and one of them is kind of a partial bar, which is our D minor 7, but if you're not a bar chord person, don't worry about it. It's really one of the easiest bar chords you'll ever play, so just give it a try. And I'm also going to show you 2 different strumming patterns that you can use for the entire song, and that's it. So let's go ahead and jump into what those chords look like. So I've gone ahead and zoomed in a little bit to take a closer look at these chords. Like I said, you only need to know 7, and the first chord you need to know is G, which looks like this and sounds like this. Next is our C chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. After that, we have our A minor, which looks like this and sounds like this. Next is our D chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. After that, we have our E minor, which looks like this and sounds like this. Then you have your A minor 7, which looks like this and sounds like this. And then the last chord you need to know is our D minor 7, which, like I said earlier, is your kind of partial bar. So you can see I'm kind of just partially barring my first finger across these 2 strings here. So it looks like this and sounds like this. And those are the 7 chords you need to know to play this song. Alright, so go ahead and make sure you take a few moments here to practice transitioning between these chords. The song is pretty straightforward, but we do want to make sure that we have those transitions under our belt before we move on. So if that's something you need help with, make sure to check out this video right here where I talk a little bit about tips and tricks on how to transition a little quicker. But after that, we'll jump into the strumming patterns I want to show you for this song. Alright guys, as always, we're going to start our first strumming pattern as our practice pattern, which is just one simple down strum on the beat for every chord change. This is really going to help people who are beginners, who need a little help with transitioning, or maybe you need help with singing and playing at the same time, or you're just not familiar with the song. This is the place to start. So all you want to do is do one down strum for every chord change. So let's go ahead and practice this with some chords. So I'm going to put a chord transition here on screen. As you can see, we're going to hold on to G 3 different times and then go from that to D to C. This is the progression for the beginning of verse 1. So I just want to kind of use this as an example of how we would play this. So again, just one simple down strum for every chord change. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. Again, 2, 3, 4. G, D, C. All right? And the way that I suggest that you use this is to practice singing with the single down strum, especially if you're someone who has trouble with singing and playing at the same time. This is really going to get you used to the song and know exactly what word you're singing when you're making those chord transitions. So let's do that again with the words on screen. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I've got 7 women on my mind. All right? So you kind kind of just want to go through the whole song like that with the one simple down strum, just so you're really familiar with where you're going to be making those chord transitions. And then once you have that under your belt, we can move on to the strumming pattern that I like to use for this song. All right, guys, so the strumming pattern I suggest with this song is our classic down, down, up, and it's gonna sound a little something like this. And the beautiful thing about this pattern is that you can use it for the entire song and it sounds really great. So let's go ahead and get those motions down first. So let's put our G chord on since that's the first chord in the song. And we'll just go through these motions really quick. We've got down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. All right, so hopefully that feels pretty natural to you. Once you get those motions down, we just gotta speed it up to tempo, okay? So I'll count us off. Let's try to do this at tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Nice. All right, guys, so once you've kind of internalized that pattern and you can get it at tempo, the last thing you need to do is just add in some chord transitions. So I'm gonna put a few here up on screen, and this is gonna be the progression that you'll see in the second half of the chorus. I wanted to use this as an example just because that's where all of these patterns are gonna be the most prevalent. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play through this pattern one time through for each of these chords listed, okay? So let's try this together. I'll count us off. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. C, G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, A minor, C, G. You got it. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Awesome. All right, guys, so even though this strumming pattern can be used for the majority of the song, there are just a few places where the chord transitions are going to move a little bit quicker. So for that, we do need to use a different strumming pattern, which is why I have strumming pattern 2 for you. And as you can see, it's down, down, up, and it's going to sound a little something like this. All right, so now that you've heard the rhythm, let's go ahead and just do some of the motions to make sure we've got it. So again, with our G chord on, we're just gonna play these motions. We've got down, down, up, down, up. And that's the whole thing, okay? Down, down, up, down, up. Nice. So what you wanna do now is put it in rhythm. So let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit, put it at tempo. I'll count us off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Nice. Now when you stick on the same chord for this whole pattern, it does kind of sound a little messy and it's hard to understand like where that fits into the song. So let's go ahead and explain something. I'm going to put a little vertical line here in the middle of this pattern. So we've got down, down, up on the left side, down, up on the right side. And what this vertical line is going to represent is a chord change. So the reason why we want to learn this pattern is because we're going to use this for any time in the song where the chords change a little bit faster than the rest of the song. So a good example of that would be in the first verse. While I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load, I've got 7 women on my mind. Right there, we're gonna be changing our chords from G to D to C relatively quickly, and that's where we would use this pattern, okay? So let's go ahead and do an example of that. So what I want you to do is play your G chord for the left half of the pattern and your D chord for the right half. So it's gonna sound like this. Down, down, up, down, up. All right? G, D. And if you put that in context with the rest of the verse, you'll see how it fits in really nicely. So let me put this on screen. We're gonna go from our G chord and we're gonna hold that out for 2 measures with our strumming pattern 1. And then we're gonna go to this G to D chord progression where we're gonna be doing strumming pattern 2. And then we're going to end on our C chord where we go back to strumming pattern 1. It'll make a lot more sense when we put it together, so let's try that out. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. All right, so hopefully you can hear the song coming together now. 1, 2, ready, go. Running down the road, trying to loosen my load. I've been set and winning all my life. All right, so basically this second strumming pattern is just going to be used in the song wherever you're doing quicker chord transitions. And if you're familiar with the song, it'll kind of be intuitive where those are, but I will have that listed through my playthrough as well. So with that being said, that is all of the strumming patterns and chords and everything I wanted to teach you, and you are now ready to put the whole song together. So let's jump to the playthrough. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Do you want to have fun jamming with me to the rest of this song? Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other fast track and play along tutorials. I'll make sure to put a link in the description down below as well as the iCard here in the corner. Special shout out and thank you to my very top patrons, Antonio, Luis, Mark, Cynthia, Joe, Paul, and Pamela. And thanks to all of my patrons on my Patreon page for voting for this song as this month's patron picks. That concludes my tutorial for today, so I hope that it helped you. If it did, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below as well as subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss out on any other new tutorials. Here are my social media sites in case you'd like to follow me on any of those. That's just where I do fun things like behind the scenes looks at things coming up. I'll poll you guys on what you want to see next, and I'll even do giveaways on there a few times a year, so make sure to check that out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!